you're more than welcome. They're generally very nice about it. But yeah, there's a real high-end resort type thing there, and a lot of remnants of the Disney. I'm not sure what its status is now. Someone else, because of all the facilities, might have inherited it. But they just found that they couldn't rely on getting in there enough. Even it surprised me. They should have done all their studies.
Yeah, study beforehand.
But they found that, one time out of 8 or something, even the big boat couldn't get in there because of weather, and so they said, "Screw this! It's not reliable. We can't just keep messing with our schedule."
That'd be torquing off people too.
Yeah.
It's more.
So they no longer go in there?
No, right, correct. I haven't
gosh.
seen a cruise. It was a small cruise ship. It was only 3,000 people or something like that.
Yeah.
But what's nice is they've dredged it.
Right.
That the shoal is out. The spoil island makes a nice place to anchor. That sort of thing. So we're working our way. That is right here, coming back in after Whale Key. This is coming in. You went out around Whale Key and you're coming back in. That's the real gotcha, is right there. Wait until it's clear. Now the good news is, coming this way, you'll be able to see the white foam breakers if it is bad. If it's impassable, you'll see the white foam breakers. It's when you're coming this way, you won't see them until it's too late. So that's why you ask if you're heading this way, no matter what way you're headed, but this way is lower risk because you can see it before you get into it. Out here, you're dead meat. And so you come in.
And you want to motor through that?
You can sail through it if its conditions are right.
Conditions are.
Okay.
We don't have to motor through it. That means we went to the wrong time.
Well, if there's no wind and you want to go someplace, you motor.
Yeah.
But then you just come out and go down here and come back in again. And this is all protected. Almost no matter what happens, you're protected in the Sea of Abaco. Here is the main town, Marsh Harbor. This Matlow's Key is what I was telling you about. That's another really high-end development where they went in and carved up the island for mega yachts and selling these lots for $2 million just for the lot. And it didn't take off when we were there. There was only one building, but you'd walk around the island and not find anybody. Every once in a while, a caretaker shows up and maintains that building, but it was pretty much abandoned. This enormous amount of money was spent and nothing happened. You do have to watch out where it says cable. Is this a position approximate? The power to all these off islands comes from the mainland, and they drop these big power cables just down to the sand. You look over the edge, you see this big line. Don't anchor up there. Don't get your anchor caught on that. It's not good.
No, it doesn't sound good.
And there's a big ass cable that comes right out the back of it. I think they probably laid it across here. It feeds Matlow's Key and then goes maybe out here to Manowar or something. But there is a big cable that comes out there that you just have to watch out for. They're well marked on the charts, but you can see them very, very well. You can even see them on the satellite photos sometimes. They're so big. So Marsh Harbor is the main town. What does it say? What page to go to? Oh, here, page 39.
39,
So here's the detail of Marsh Harbor coming in. And the marina that we really liked was this one right here by Snappa's. Snappa is a restaurant that is associated or adjacent to the marina. And this little slanted dock that comes out like that is, they call it, when you're not going into slips, individual slips, which aren't wide enough for perfection.
Right.
It's called the alongside. What's the term, Bobby? I'm losing my brain. Bulkhead. Just bulkhead dock. You just come alongside it. You don't have anything on your other side, therefore you're not restricted in width. But this was a nice one, and there's another marina there, another marina there, another marina across the way. But this guy owns the marina. He lives right there. He actually went to school at in Daytona Beach, Embry-Riddle in Daytona Beach. Got a degree in aerospace, or a maybe not a BS, a BA in aerospace engineering. It wasn't. I don't know how you get a BA in engineering, but I think that's what he said. Troy was his name.
Yes.
Real nice guy. His mom and dad started the place. They were still kind of helping him. They're probably way too old now, but his mom was 85 or something like that, still working behind the counter, and she spoke what she thought. Like I'd say something like that, and she would, and why would I give a shit? You know, that's what this 85-year-old woman would say. It was pretty funny. It's just to get you going, but you go on active captive. They say, oh, we love Troy's mom. So anyway, but then, let's see, find that again, right, Snappa's. Maxwell's is
Is another term for a bulkhead dock a face dock?
Yeah, face dock. There's Maxwell's Market that I was telling you about for the grocery store, and we would just grab our lightweight coolers and just walk this down to Maxwell's, and as soon as you come out, call them on VHF 6, and all of this is extremely valuable information down here. It talks about all this for taxis. We'll find taxi. VHF channel 6.
Oh, okay.
They don't say, you know, it's illegal, but this is what they do over there. Screw international rules. The taxis own 6, and they're all very good. They're all they have numbers. They go by their numbers. Hey, number 115's on the way. Oh, 174's in the parking lot. You know, and they'll be fighting over your $5 fare. So give them a $5 tip in addition. But so there's Maxwell's. Then up in here, there's BTC, Bahamian Telephone Company. If you need any help with your phone or whatever, if you don't have an international phone or international chip, they ought to be able to fix you up. But this is all either Anchorage or Shoal. You'll find, and you come all the way back up in here. Doesn't show any detail. This is all working boats up in here. The fishers, the lobstermen, everything. It gets into the grody industrial, don't go there type thing. But there's a place that ships lobster out of the Bahamas, and they handle a lot of commercial lobster boats that come up in there. What were they called? Anyway, you get in your dinghy. Don't take the big boat in there.
Called something import-export.
Yeah, get in your dinghy and come up in here. They've got a store, which it is, if you need to buy, it's not shown.
It's called
Just up
Fish
in-
House on that, I think.
Fish House.
There's a fish house over here.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is up in there. Yeah, the Fish House. Okay. Yeah, here's the industrial buildings. You're right. Here's the industrial buildings. But they have an open to the public type store that's right there that has quantities of stuff, and it isn't just what they sell, but the lobsters have to be visually perfect that they ship out. If the lobster has a flaw at all, what they do is strip the meat out, individually wrap that meat, and sell it at $10 a pound.
It was in
Yeah,
2011.
$10 a pound
Yeah.
for pure lobster. There's no tail. There's no anything to throw it. Pure lobster, $10 a pound. You know, in the States that'd be $30 a pound.
Yeah.
And to them, it's garbage. They just try to get rid of it.
Yeah.
And so we would go up in there and we'd buy, you know, $300 worth of $10 a pound lobster, and they're all, you know, these little nice, neat, individually wrapped things. Throw them in our freezer and just live off that for a while. Because as a foreign, only locals are allowed to hunt lobster. They make sure the locals get their money. But that was a nice find, and they also had freezers with large quantities of stuff like chicken thighs or chicken breasts or whatever, kind of like a Sam's type package that would be really big. Fortunately, got a big freezer. And we'd go in there, and that's where we buy all our big quantities of stuff. And then you go down to Maxwell's down here and buy your bread and your chips and whatever. But if it's meat or whatever, see what the Fish House has first. And it's an industrial area. You wouldn't go back in there unless I told you about it. And I try to get on Active Captain and say, hey, go back in here, you know, add this as a site, the Fish House as a site. And they absolutely refuse. Yeah, if we put in all these sites, we'd be overwhelmed. This is really great. And so what they did was they took my text and they attached it to, you know, if you go and look at the details of a marina, it'll say nearby restaurants, and it'll then mention a couple restaurants. But you have to be lucky enough to choose the marina that they put it under. They didn't put it under all the marinas.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't go to Conch House Marina. That's Conch Inn Marina right here.
Yeah.
They were far more expensive than Harborview.
Harborview.
Is it Harborview?
Yeah.
Is that what it says?
It says Harborview.
Yeah, Harborview. Far more expensive than Harborview. And so you'd have to search all of these marinas to find a
The common
smattering of the
amount.
restaurants,
Yeah.
and you may or may not see a reference to Fish House and how to get there. But it's a great place to go. Definitely check that out because, man, the lobster, $10 a pound, pure lobster tail, $10
And you
a
just
pound.
dinghied over there.
Just dinghy over. They got a ramshackle little dock. Just tie up, go in. This harbor on the other side, this marina on the other side is a big boat, expensive marina. Very nice, you know, housing along in here. Abaco Beach Resort, very nice. A lot of events happen there, and you can, if you anchor out here at Matlow's Key, you just go right down in here, and there is Abaco Beach Resort. You know, this big fancy thing. If there's some event there you want to go to, otherwise you just motor around with your dinghy. It's 10 minutes. Ding, 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 ding. Here, how far is that? Tell me how far this is from there to there.
From where to where?
From there to there. How far is that, approximately? Within a mile.
See, these holes are saying 3 nautical miles. I'm looking at
About,
4,
yeah.
5, 1, 2, 3, roughly.
Yeah.
Each one of these-
Approximately. You never want to use longitude as numbers because when I'm near
Yeah.
the North Pole,
It's going to be
it's
short.
completely distorted.
Yeah.
The only time longitude is accurate is on the equator. Fortunately, you're close enough to the equator, you're only at 26, that is approximately 1 mile. The best thing to do is to come here, come in the same general vicinity, look at that distance. There's a mile. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Use the latitude
Latitudes, yeah.
in the same latitude that you're doing, because if it was a really large scale chart, the distance between those two latitude lines and these two would be different. They get scrunched more and more and more as it goes north because it's a projection, or it gets splayed out, a sphere splayed out into paper. It's different here, different there, different there. So you're in this vicinity, look there, 33, 34, bang, ding, ding, ding. So yeah, 3 miles.
It's additional information that was not provided to you previously, that those two are different.
Yeah,
That,
yeah. So yeah, 3 miles at 20 miles an hour is 10 minutes. 10 minutes, 5 minutes, because you're going to have to get down and be courteous and not wake everybody. Come in. There's a public dock right. Dinghy landing. Right there is a public dock. And there's always a liquor store near the public dock for cruisers. That's where they build liquor stores. Is by the public dock. There's a public dock right there, and you want to. That's where a lot of times you want to anchor out, like I was showing you. See, because everybody will just be banging against each other around in there. If you can anchor out and just have a long painter tied in, like I said, push your boat out and anchor if you can, or at least leave a long painter so you're not in with a group of dinghies. Because when somebody has to anchor out, they'll just step on, and they have to. They'll just step on whoever's dinghy's there, and you'll have people walking across your dinghy back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, dirty footprints, you name it.
Yeah.
If you're cinched up against the dock, and it's rude. If everybody just left a 10-foot painter, there'd be no problem. People don't do that. Also, never raise your engine. It's because your engine blade, the propeller's up there chafing on other people's dinghies.
Yeah.
That is extremely rude to raise your dinghy engine or on a dinghy dock and leave your boat like that. Is extremely rude. Okay, enough about Marsh Harbor. Let's get back to the big picture.
What was on Matlow's Key?
That's just
where
the
we anchored.
Oh,
We call that Cat Cove.
okay.
That was our absolute favorite spot because you're close to Marsh Harbor. You're out here. There's Man of War. Hopetown's over here. You're just kind of in the middle of everything. It's a good good starting spot. Okay, we need to move down to that one. I guess we'll just go this way, and there's the big one of Marsh Harbor. Then a zoom in is over here. Then the next, there's Man of War Key, which is this guy right here. And Man of War is a neat place to go. It's the only dry island, and it's predominantly, I guess, 99% British loyalists, and they're all named Albury. It seems like there's Albury's Bakery and Albury's Fish Market and Albury's Supermarket and Albury's Bar and Albury's Bank and Albury's everything.
Albury's Harbor Grocery Store.
Yeah, you see Albury,
Albury
yeah.
Brothers Boat Building.
Everything's Albury.
Yeah, exactly.
One big family.
Well,
There's so many.
hopefully some other people got their genes in there and it's not all a bunch of incest. But you'll find Albury everywhere, and you'll never anchor in here. It's just chock-a-block with other boats already, so don't even think about it. We've anchored out over in here. It's nice. Or you just anchor down Matlow's Key and take your dinghy in.
Okay.
There's a public dock, public pier right in there somewhere. This is all residences down in here, so there's no public docks down in there. The public dock here where you can come in and tour the place. You can walk across. This is a beautiful white sandy beach all up this whole area. This is another nice anchorage down in here. You're further away from everything, but it's another spot. And then as you work your way around the point, let's get another big picture. Okay, Marsh. There's the Marsh Harbor. Chart 4, page 12, 13. Okay, this is all the Marsh Harbor area right here. We've kind of talked about the north area of Abacos Sound. The south area has an equal number of things to go to.